Well, g'day guys. So I'm out here deep in the Australian wilderness on a 3-day adventure. We're going to be hiking into this really remote, rugged and wild gorge. We set up camp on some beautiful sandy beaches by the river. We're doing some bass fishing, cooking up some good food around the campfire and just soaking up this incredible landscape. And it's going to be an awesome adventure, so I hope you guys stick around. Well, g'day. Welcome back to the beautiful Aussie bush. Now I'm out here in a place that I've never been before. We're in Oxley Wild Rivers National Park, and I've had this place on my list to come and explore for so many years, but it is a bloody mission to get out here. It took me about, probably 9 hours to drive out here, or close to 9 hours. I actually, split it up and slept overnight halfway, but yeah man, absolute trek to get out here, but it is meant to be an incredible sort of country to explore, and hopefully we'll get stuck into some good fishing as well down by the river. But it's a pretty solid hike to get down to the river. We're starting at about 1,000 meters in elevation. We're dropping down to about 300. So yeah, descending around about 700 meters. So very steep country. It's also all off track. I thought there was going to be a track. Turns out there isn't. So I'm just trying my best to sort of find my way down this ridge line, or down this spur. Well, we're going on a ridge and then drop down a spur, and hopefully that will drop us down to the river pretty easily. So not quite sure what the walking's going to be like. It's fairly open. It's scrubby in some parts, but generally it's pretty open. So yeah, should be a really good weekend. Beautiful weather. Hopefully the snakes aren't out though, because we are in spring at the moment, so that's my only worry. But you're really keen to spend a couple of days out here. I've been wanting to come here for a long time, so we're looking forward to it. Man, have a look at these beautiful grass trees. And considering they only grow at a rate of around about 1 or 2 centimeters a year, that means that thing is bloody old. It has to be like a couple hundred years old, that tree. And it's such a cool plant, and a very important plant to the Aboriginal people back in the day. They've got heaps of uses. The flower spike they'd use as spears, as well as you can use the flower spike to start friction fire. Also when they're in flower, it's got a really tasty edible nectar, and you can also grind up the seeds to make like a damper. And on the trunk, it oozes out a resin, and when you heat that resin up and combine it with like kangaroo dung or like dried up grass, you make a really strong glue out of it, which is really important to the Aboriginal people. Yeah, it's an icon of the Aussie bush. It's always cool to see them out here, especially when you're sort of up on these like ridge tops. They generally grow in these groves, and yeah, they're always really cool to come across. They go by a few other names as well, apart from grass tree. Scientific name is Xanthria. And growing up, we used to always call these things black boys, because when the early settlers first came here, they kind of reminded them of the Aboriginal people, considering they kind of got a dark trunk with like sort of a spear going out the top. That's where they got the name black boy, but these days it's not quite politically correct to call them black boys. Although in saying that, I've got an Aboriginal mate who I've asked before whether he thinks it's right to call them black boys, and he has no issue with it. But obviously, it depends who you ask. So call it what you will. They're still a really cool plant. I absolutely love seeing them out in the bush. They're probably my favourite Australian native plant. Come back for the camera. Have a go at that. That is some pretty incredible country. Well, she's a bloody mission to get down there, but I think it'll be worth it. And I'll tell you what, it is a beautiful day for a bushwalk. Like I said, we're in spring at the moment, and it's just gorgeous temperature at the moment. Although being back in spring, definitely got to keep my eyes open for any snakes, because I'm definitely going to be back out now. Just spooked a goanna, it's just run up the tree. Well, we're almost there. Finally got a good glimpse of the river just down there. You can also see the mountain that I just hiked down. I'll tell you what, I'm not looking forward to hiking back up that on Sunday. That is going to be absolutely brutal. But that's Sunday's problem. For now, I'm pretty keen to get down to this river. We bloody made it. Feels good to be down here. Man, what a wild place. Reminds me a little bit of the Shoalhaven River back near home. Oh, what's that? Just heard something big move up on the ridge just up there. I think you might get horses around here. I saw like a really defined game trail along the bank when I was sort of hiking down. That looks like it was definitely made by animals, and I'm pretty sure I saw some horse droppings. But yeah, pretty keen to have some lunch. I think the time's 2:10. So but sit in the shade and have a bite to eat and work out a game plan. Alright, now that I've got some food in my belly, I'm just going to start making my way upriver. There isn't really anywhere particular that I wanted to get to. Like, I have a few spots marked on maps, but I'm not really too fussed. Basically, I just want to find a nice little spot to set up the tent and have a nice fire and hopefully a good water hole where there's some bass hiding around. So we'll just start making our way upriver and we'll see what we can find. Well, no matter how wild and remote you get, you can pretty much always find a tyre. I've found tyres in some pretty weird locations. Now, as much as I'd love to get that out of here, there is no way I'm hiking that thing up that mountain. Whoa. Well, I just bumped I think it's like a bull. I got a sort of quick glimpse as I was running away, but yeah, some sort of like cow or bull. Had horns on it, but it had a little calf with it as well. Yeah, right. We'll keep walking around and see if we can get a shot of it. It sort of ran in that direction, but if it is a bull, like with a calf, I don't want to piss it off too much and it charges me. Well, I can't see him, so they must have buggered off. There's definitely a very well-defined game trail just here, so yeah, it's must be a pretty popular area for the animals because it's obviously pretty grassy around here. Yeah, definitely pretty interesting to see. Definitely gave me a bit of a shock when I came around the corner. But it's a really nice spot around here, so I think I might try and find a spot for camp. Yeah, this is a very nice spot. Got some nice sort of grass areas around here. We've also got just the river, a little water hole over there. Looks like it might be a bit deep around those boulders, so maybe there's some fish. So yeah, it's definitely a pretty good option for camp. Alright, so that's my shelter for this trip. I'm going to be using the Durston X Mid 1. And that's my sleep system. I'm going to be using the Cedar Summit Etherlite XR insulator mat. And I'll pair that with the Cedar Summit Ember -1 quilt. And just 2 Cedar Summit Eros pillows. Now if you guys want to get your hands on any of the gear that I use, I'll leave the links in the description below. And basically those are affiliate links. So if you guys decide to purchase anything using those links, I get a small little kickback from the brand, but it's at no extra cost to you guys. But yeah, it's just a great way to support the channel and also shows the brand that you guys came from my videos. So if you guys want to get your hands on anything at all, make sure you use those links and really appreciate it. Well, the sun is just dipped below the ridge. Probably have about an hour till it gets dark. I don't know where the afternoon goes, absolutely flies by. I've actually got daylight savings kicking in in 2 days time, so that'll be good. But yeah, feeling a little bit dehydrated. Obviously, just went and got some more water then. I've only had about a litre of water today and like my face feels so salty. I'm starting to get a bit of a headache as well, so definitely got to get some more water into me and maybe even get a little electrolyte packet into me. But then yeah, we'll grab some firewood as well, and if we have time, might yeah, get the rod set up and go for a bit of a flick. I might give one of these little surface lures a go. No deal, but I had 2 strikes. It feels good to get those boots off. A lot of walking today. Well, cheers guys. Cheers to new places. Like I was saying earlier, I had this place on my list to check out for years, but just because it's such a trek, I've just yeah, always sort of put it to the side. But it's nice to finally get out of here. Really beautiful country. Such a sort of big national park around this area. There's like lots of rivers and creeks and stuff that you could explore. Unfortunately, I don't know how often I'd be able to come up here. Probably maybe like once a year. It's just too big of a drive, eh? Actually, did 5 hours driving last night. Left at about 5 o'clock. Pulled up about 10 o'clock in this small little country town. Slept in my car, and then yeah, did another 3.5 hours this morning. So I feel like I've definitely earned this beer. Alright, so on tonight's menu I'm going to be making a calzone. So it's got some Slovakia wraps, some tomato paste, grated cheese, feta, onion, capsicum, zucchini and some salami. There's so much heat coming off this fire. I pushed the fire right back, but even the coals are just radiating so much heat, so be very careful not to burn this. I reckon that's about done. Well, it looks and smells incredible. I've got high hopes for this. And for once, I haven't burnt it. Look at that. That is beautiful and golden and crispy. Cheers. That is probably one of the best things I've made out in the bush. That is delicious, honestly. That is actually amazing. If you want pizza in the bush, this is honestly like one of the simplest ways to do it, eh? Oh, so good. Alright, see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning. It's about 8 o'clock, so I had a bit of a sleep in. I've just been laying in bed for like the last hour. Definitely needed some good rest after yesterday. But we've yeah, woken to a really beautiful sunny day today. It honestly feels so nice just sitting here in the sun. Lots of birds around this morning. But yeah, pretty keen to get some brekkie going, also get a coffee on. And yeah, then we'll grab the rod and we'll go for a bit of a flick and see if we can yeah, catch ourselves a nice little bass. Just got some dog and gun coffee this morning. Alright, so for brekkie, I'm trying out something new. I've got one of these off-grid brekkie bowls. This is the apple and coconut. I've never tried these before. Yeah, looks pretty good. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but so apparently you just got to add 130 mils of water. I don't have a measuring cup, so we're just gonna free pour it. Yeah, so it's already got coconut milk powder in here. Man, that actually looks pretty good. Yeah, that's yum. That's nice. So easy as well. Alright, I'm going to enjoy my brekkie and my coffee, and I'll get back to you guys in a bit. Alright, well I'm going to swap over from the popper to maybe one of these deep diving minnows. It's about 10 o'clock now, so they're probably sitting pretty deep under some structure, so we'll see if this has any luck. Straight into a spider web. Spewing. I just lost my favourite lure to the tree, and it's overhanging the river, so I can't even sort of like go across and try and get it. It's right over the water, spewing. Not again. Beauty. Managed to save it. Thank goodness. Tell you what, bass fishing can be tricky because, especially during the day, they're always sitting like deep in the structure, in the shade. So trying to get your lure there, it's pretty tricky, especially when you're a pretty crappy fisherman. Well, I think that makes tie number 4 or 5 for this trip. Honestly, these things are bloody everywhere. Such a shame. Alright, well no luck with the fishing. So it's about 11 o'clock, so I reckon I might start packing up camp and we'll start making our way upriver and we'll see what we can find. Man, not a single bite. And there is some really good structure just at the base of this cliff here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but some big boulders. So yeah, I'm honestly a little bit surprised I didn't get a bite. Obviously it's the middle of the day, so the fish are probably just hiding nice and deep. We'll keep making our way river, and hopefully we can get one to bite. And this is a really beautiful spot. It's lovely. It's got such a nice feel to it. It honestly make for a really nice campsite. Like just over on the other side of the bank, looks like a good spot for camp. And it's got these like really cool cliffs and mountains just surrounding you. Nice water hole as well. It's beautiful. I'll definitely keep this spot in mind. Man, that was cool. I just saw a rock wallaby just sort of bounce behind this tree in the shade just up there. Apparently you get a lot of rock wallabies in this area, which is really cool. No, you're kidding. Now that is a really cool find. Wow, that's awesome. awesome spot for camp. It's really nice. Really nice grassy banks up here as well. And there's some nice shade as well because it's pretty hot today. This is a really good option for camp, but it's still pretty early, so I might just keep going for a bit more of a wander, see what's around the corner. If not, then this will definitely be a pretty high contender. I was just having a few more casts in this deep pool over here. There's quite a bit of structure, but once again, not a single bite. It's getting pretty close to 2 o'clock as well, so I feel like this might be the end of the road for me. I think I might go back to that other spot that we just saw, because that looks like a really good spot for camp, and I'm pretty keen to just chill out for a little bit, sit in the shade, just enjoy just being out here and not sort of rushing so much this afternoon. So we'll make our way back. Alright, so we've just come back to that campsite that we're going to stay at tonight. It's a really nice spot here. I like it. I'm going to actually chuck one of these off-grid electrolyte packets into the water. I had one of these yesterday afternoon and I think it did me a world of good. Well, it's a shame about the fishing. Like, I know it's the middle of the day, but you can still catch bass in the middle of the day. But yeah, just not a single bite, hey. So yeah, I'm hoping once it starts to get a bit darker later, then maybe the fish will come out. It'll be a bloody shame if I don't catch a single fish. The whole, one of the main reasons for coming to this place was to go bass fishing. But yeah, we are pretty sort of early in the season. And yeah, during winter, bass go down to towards the coast, to the estuaries and where all the brackish water is to spawn and to breed. And then they sort of come back up into the rivers throughout summer. So we are really high up in the catchment here. Yeah, maybe they just haven't made it this far up yet. Maybe another month or two they'll be up here, but we'll see how we go this afternoon. Man, it feels so nice being back out here. It's a beautiful day today. So nice just sitting in the shade, just listening to all the birds. Definitely feel like I sort of needed this trip. Been in a bit of a weird headspace lately. The last couple of months I've been feeling like I've just been sort of stuck in a rut. I feel like I've been having a bit of a midlife crisis this year. I've been trying to sort of figure out where I'm going with my life and what the next 10 years sort of looks like. I'd love to eventually sort of turn this into a full-time gig. I work as a full-time photographer. I've been doing that for about 15 years and I really do enjoy doing that. It gives me a lot of flexibility and I've been pouring my heart into this YouTube channel for the last 7 years, and I think some people seem to think that you make a lot of money from YouTube. The ad revenue can be good if you getting good views, but at my sort of level it's just not enough to make it full time. I think the last 5 videos they've all been sitting around the 60,000 views, and that's not the best. To be able to sort of make this a full-time thing, you want to be getting at least 200,000 views every video. Ideally you want to be getting stuff around the 500,000 views, and then you start to make pretty decent coin. If you get 1 million views then you're making good coin, but yeah, my level, it's just just not quite enough, unfortunately. That's why I've been sort of trying to diversify a bit and trying to sort of reach out to sponsors and stuff. And I've been lucky enough to get Cedar Summit and Whipper on board, so that's definitely helping out. Also got my Patreon as well, which I've got an awesome bunch of legends who have signed up to that, and that definitely helps out a little bit. I started sort of paying for an editor at the start of this year to sort of lighten the workload. But it kind of just got a little bit too expensive, and so the last few videos I've just been editing them myself. Ideally I kind of want to get to a point where I can basically use my Patreon money to basically pay for an editor, and it's almost there but not quite enough because editors aren't cheap. So if any of you guys want to support the channel, as much as I hate sort of plugging the Patreon, if you guys do want to support the channel, that honestly will go a long way in sort of being able to pay for an editor. And sort of having the 2 jobs just means I'm away an awful lot, and it's not really what I want to do, especially having a kid now. Colby's about 14 months and I'd love to be home more for him. If I want to try and build the channel up, I need to get back out and start making more consistent videos. So it's always a bit of a tricky balance there. But man, it's been so good watching Colby grow though. I have to say, even though I've been in a bit of a weird headspace lately, he has just been incredible. It's he's 14 months now and he's just such an awesome kid. He's so funny and so happy all the time, and it's been really really incredible watching him grow. I've been really enjoying like being a father raise, so that's been definitely a highlight of this year. But apart from that, it's been a little bit tough. Not quite sure what I'm sort of trying to get out of this little rant here. Sometimes I feel like I use this channel as a bit of a therapy session. Anyway, it just goes to show that getting out in the bush, even just for a couple of nights, just really does do an awesome job of just chilling you out and just taking that stress away. It's been a nice couple of days so far. Well, we've had a bit of a cruisy afternoon. I even had a bit of a siesta on the grass before. But I've got camp set up, I've got firewood collected, and it's just hit 5 o'clock, so I reckon we'll grab the rod, we'll go for a bit of a flick, and fingers crossed we can at least just get one bass. Like, that's all I want, is just one. So let's see how we go. Far out. Look at the size of that mussel. That is huge. A few of those would be a good feed. Well, I pretty much fished every inch of that pool just out front of camp and not a single bite. So I might go for a bit of a walk upstream. Not too far because it's going to be dark in about 20 minutes. But yeah, we'll see if we can find another little hidey hole. This looks pretty good. Looks like it's pretty deep in the middle there. Man, this looks so bassy in here. Like, there's quite a bit of structure under the water, a lot of rocks. Nice deep pool. Where are all the fish? Huh, I just saw a currawong chasing a channel-billed cuckoo. I've actually seen quite a few channel-billed cuckoos out here this weekend. You guys don't know what they are? They're basically a bird from, I think, Papua New Guinea. And they come down here onto the east coast of Australia around springtime, and they pretty much come here on like clockwork. As soon as it hits like September, you start to hear the channel-billed cuckoos, and they've got a very distinctive call. And so what they do, they're pretty sneaky little buggers. So they'll come and they'll find the nest of like a magpie or a currawong nest. They basically kick out the eggs from the magpie or the currawong, and then they lay their own eggs in their nest. And then they bugger off and basically let the magpie or the currawong incubate and then raise the channel-billed cuckoo birds until they hatch and then, I guess, fly off. So they're sneaky little buggers. I only sort of learned about them about a couple of years ago from a mate's dad, and yeah, never really heard of them before that. And now that, since he told me about them, come springtime, it's literally like the first thing that I hear in spring is like the channel-billed cuckoos, and it's a cool way to sort of know that the seasons have changed. And it's cool to think that that's like how the Aboriginal people back in the day also were sort of in tune with the seasons. Like when one plant might be flowering, like for example, I think when the Gaimi lilies flower, you get the humpback whale starting to move up the coast. And I think when like the golden wattle is in bloom, I think like the bass or the flathead is like fat and good to eat. So yeah, it's cool when you sort of learn how one particular aspect of nature is a good indicator for something else. So definitely it makes you a bit more in tune with nature. All right, well, on that note, I think we're gonna head on back, get the fire going and crack a beer. It has been a dismal day for fishing. I haven't had a single bite. Like, I'm so surprised. Like, some of these little pools around here look like such good bass territory, but yeah, I've changed up the lures a bunch of times using surface lures, diving lures. Nothing's producing the goods. So I think it's time to go back and crack a beer and sit around the fire. Well, cheers boys and girls. The only thing about camping underneath that mountain is it's just reminding me of how brutal tomorrow is going to be. It's meant to be like 28 degrees tomorrow as well, so it's going to be an absolute sweat fest. Well, another beautiful spring day today. The birds are chirping, sun's out. Unfortunately the fish ain't biting. Had another fish this morning and not a single bite. Last night when I was sitting around the campfire, I did hear a few splashes in the water. I went down and shone my torch and I saw a couple of eels, but I didn't see any fish, but I assumed they were probably bass, but for whatever reason, they just do not want my lures, hey. It's a bit of a shame. I was really hopeful this trip. It was going to be a good fishing trip, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. Still a really beautiful place to spend a couple of days though. But some brekkie. I just got one of these off-grid meals again. This morning we got the mango and passion fruit. That looks pretty good. That one's nice. That's very tasty. It's always tricky when you're making YouTube videos and like you have a particular sort of video that you want to make, like this one was meant to be about bass fishing, and to not catch a single fish, like it's hard to not be a little bit disappointed, but I just got to remind myself, like, who cares? To come out and just spend a couple of days in a place like this, I think that's the big winner. Fish are just a bonus. And it's just reality of fishing as well. Sometimes you just get skunked, so that's why they call it fishing, not catching. Know where all the fish are. Man, it is hot. It'd definitely be pushing the high 20s. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets up to 30 today, which means that hike is going to be brutal. The things we do. Alright guys, well I think that's probably a wrap for this trip. Unfortunately the fishing didn't pan out as I would have liked to have, but it's the way things go sometimes. But it's still been a really nice weekend up in this beautiful and wild place. So it definitely won't be the last time I'll be coming back. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I want to say a big thanks to all you guys for watching. If you are new to the channel and you like this video, I would absolutely love if you guys would consider subscribing. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hooroo!